Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab, back in the book. Oh yeah, I got something nice for you today. Doing what I do for you. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tuning in receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through, but it's rhetorical. And if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Yeah, I'm back in the book. Excuse me, I got a nice little lesson for you. I'm going to break down the God concepts and the principles of Creator and the 9 divinities. But first, I'm going to take you to a quick lesson called the Classes of Divinities in the Anuian Theology. Right quick, something quick and simple. There are 4 classes of the divinities that can be discerned from the Anuian theology. First, there is the Supreme Being, that entity who is transcendental and inscrutable, from whence the next order of divinity, what arises from him, from him. And in that category, we'll find the Bircha, okay, Net, or Haru, and Het Haru. And in the next level, we'll find what we call the cosmic divinities. That's I'm going to take you down to the principles of what we call cosmic divinities. But right now, and those are what? Those are who sustain creation. Break it down for you right quick. We haven't been here already. We at page 80-something. We're doing good work. Now, in this group, we're going to find it Ra, Shu, Tufnut, Geb, and Nut. Elements, aka nature or cosmic forces or cosmic divinities we call them. And we're going to encounter what next is the level of the human divinities, and they compose of the aspects of your human personality. Again, we gave them life, and that's Asar, soul, Set, ego, Aset, wisdom, intuitive knowledge, and Nethet, mortality or nature, and Haru, That's number 10. I'm going to say him for the next lesson. I got something for you for that too. So let's do with the principles of the Creator and the 9 divinities. Based on the Anuian theology, as it is presented in the ancient Egyptian pyramid texts, other Kemetic scriptures, the order and nomenclature and the attributes of the ancient Egyptian divinities of the creation may be viewed as the following. And this is how they got it laid out for you. And you'll notice the first 5 is cosmic. The next 5 down here is human. See that bracket in the middle? I'm going to break that down for you as we go, make it simple. And you see the 9 flags. This is the sign of God. That was the sign representing God, the flag, okay? Not people. We gave them identity. So we wasn't worship, no. We knew God was represented. Broke that down for you a long time ago. But you see the sticks, they represent God. Let's talk about the 9 principles right quick. It starts out with Nabercha. I just Told you about the first order. Now he represents what? The absolute, the eternal, the infinite. That's part of the number. That's the noon. Okay? Everything comes out of there. And from that point, that's no time, no space, nothing exists before existence. When time and space kicks in is when what? Let there be. Ding. Before that, it was just light brought time and put time and space in effect, aka the Big Bang for some people, but we explain it a little different. We say that Ra brought himself into existence. Let there be light. That thing is still up there. Creator. Okay, they consider that the creator. And from there, we got air, which is Shu. Broke them down for you before. These names to me is like, just part of me. Tough Newt, moisture. Gab, earth. Newt, heaven. Those are called cosmic deities. They are all forces and concepts of nature, which is still part of you. Now let's get down to the human. This is the fun part because you get a Asar, number 6 on the scale, 1 to 10. You got a Set. He represents the soul. Aset, which is his counterpart, she represents wisdom. And what they try to explain to you, when you take the soul, you mix it with wisdom and intuitive knowledge, you come up with us. That's Haru. That's the baby that's born from the union. Once you train the baby Haru Picard, he grow up, nurtured by his mom. Why? He's the widow's son because his dad is dead. Masons, okay? And what he do, he's educated by a mother. When they ask you about my son, where you come from, your lodge is considered your mother. That's a secret. Ooh. But it's symbolic. Okay, why? They don't know. They got their own reason. And some people, like my brother tell you, when you doing something and something you don't know, just make it up as you go. That's not the best formula, but yeah, someone do just that. So yeah, he ain't the first one to think about that. But the whole point is, it's symbolical. And when you get the spirit with wisdom, it brings on an aspirant. That's us. Somebody who wants to what? Be them best selves. Then you got Set. That represents the ego. That's the lower nature. That's the human part of your spirituality. Why? Because it edge God out. It's not spiritually inclined. It's ignorant of its higher self. Hope you understand that. And not that, she represents nature, mortality. If you're born in the physical body, it's going to die. The body stays here, spirit that's in it goes away. Remember that? Okay. Y'all do Red Bull now. Why? It got wings. But the last one, and you see here, it says Haru. Know what he represents? Perfection. While on earth, he become his best self, and he defeats his ego, the evil uncle, as we said. I ain't going there, but to say Uncle Sam. But no, this is the concept that it's the something that's in you. That's the moral fight. Set and Haru are joined at the neck. Another lesson, but that's the concept. And I just gave you what they call the mystical significance of numbers in creation. Broke it down for you. Now I'm going to put actual numbers. And before I did this lesson, I meant to check something out, but I didn't do my little homework, so I ain't going to go there. I'm going to leave it right there. But let's talk about numbers, starting with, for some reason, the number 7. It's called the mystical numbers in creation. Sorry about that. And the significance. Now, there is important mystical significance related to that number, what? They says here, starting with number 9, within ancient Egyptian mystical philosophy. And 9 is a bad man, okay? Now, the company of gods and the goddesses of Ptah had Noon, Noonet. That's the beginning. That's where nothing goes. Remember Noon. And even Noon has a counterpart. That's what we're showing you. And then you had Hu and Huet. Kuket, Amun, and Aminet. Every aspect had to have an opposite. That represents Mayat, duality. You can't have one without the other. A coin can't have just one side. Moving on, okay? Inside got to have an outside. Up, got to have a down. See the opposite? They knew that a long time ago. Moving on. Now, I just gave you the company of gods. Now, they total 8 in number, but when you add in the self-created one, makes 9. They call it the Ened. All right, the Enoch. And the company of gods and goddesses And with the Anuian concept, what's this? Instead of instead of Ptah being the one, Ra is the one that said, let there be, and Ra was light. He represents sunrise, and Tim, which is the sunset, Alpha and Omega from the Greeks concept, and everything we do got to refer to them because they presented it to the world after they stole it from us. Sorry about that, so they a little rich. They stole everything. But yeah, Ra Tim, the one person. All right. Shu, air. Tefnut, just broken down for you. Moisture. Geb is the earth. See, y'all knew now Mother Earth, Gaia, which is cool, but the original was Geb was the physical man meant to represent earth, and Nut represent heaven. Women is on top, heavenly. Okay. Then you got Set, again, the ego. Then you got Asar, the spirit. Aset, intuitive knowledge. Nethet, and at the end, Haru with the The means great. In my culture, in my lifetime, Muhammad Ali was great. Malcolm, great. Being your best self and exhibit it in every aspect of you. Imhotep, great. I know him from history, but he ain't in my culture. But greatness is exhibited. Okay, moving on. But I tell you, I'm practicing for what? My greatness. Trying to be my best self. Get the concept? That's where I got it from. And there is also what? A total of 9, again, in number. The number 9, when a woman getting pregnant, how long it take? Bingo. We're going to have a few situations. I'm going to break it down for you. But watch this. The number 9 is magical. The number 9 is to be found where? In the very heart of ancient Egyptian mythology. The cosmogony and the cosmogony itself. Why? Because the number 9 is the basis of creation. Before the number 7 was so important. Why? Because they saw 7 planets. They got 7 days a week. We got 7 rays of sun, 7 chakras, and it's a different philosophical concept. The 7 chakras is what's internal inside the body. The 9 is what, before it comes to create the body. Pay attention. I got you. It's a numbers game. I got that laid out for you coming out too. Oh, I'm about to have some fun. Let's go. The teacher's teaching now. And this is why what? The number 9 reoccurs where? In nature. In chemical and physical experiments. Creation unfolds into what? You ready? 9 relative aspects. And they are all rooted in and sustained by who? The supreme being we know is God. Again, emanations and aspects from the Almighty. And the first principle, what do you think that is? This idea is mythologically expressed as what? An emergence from the what? Primeval ocean, which was, and the eventuality submergence back into said ocean at what? At the end of what we call time. Right now, they say God, we are in his consciousness. He sleep. When he wake up, everything that he's doing will go like we do in the morning from that dream. We wake up, it absorbs back into our consciousness. That's the concept about God with the world in the universe. Okay, so let's go. So thus, creating a circular movement in the spirit wherein creation is continually, emanated, created, dissolved, and re-emanated again. Sound familiar? Birth, death, birth, rebirth. Okay. Now, if the gods and goddesses of the Paute, I told you about them, are assigned numbers. Now we about to get to the fun part. Their qualities explain the numerical aspect of creation, and these explain what? The cosmogony of creation with the numbers game. Okay, here we go. Little bracket here. If you know the numbers game, you'll see we got the first thing, that little thing laying sideways, that's infinity. That represents infinity. It's really reciprocity, okay? Maya, that's what she represents. You got something given, something taken, something given back, something receiving. It continues to go on its own. That's reciprocity. Or y'all call that circular, okay? Cycler, whatever you want to call it, but that's the concept. And that's the sign for the noon. Okay, well, it constantly runs on its own. Self-generated. And out of it came who? Ra, with what? The sun. Let there be light. And when it goes down, he's considered Tim. Why? Because he goes to the darkness. He don't shine when it's Tim. Tim is after sunset. And you got Shu, which represents what? The number, first, number one, creating God. Number two was air. Number three, moist air. Number four, earth. Number five, Newt. And if you notice, the numbers 3 to 9 are going to be females. The even numbers are male. Why? Everything got to have an opposite. You can't have one without two. And so, Shu was 2, Tough Newt's 3, Gab is 4, Newt is 5, Asar with the spirit. Again, the 6th, mark of the beast, the physical man in the flesh. That's number 6. That's Asar. That's what he represents, the soul, the spirit that's in the physical man. Rest of 5 with all elements setting up for that big day. Aset, his counterpart, represents intuitive knowledge that you have within. You're born with it. All you got to do is tap into it. The Akashic Records, another lesson. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Slow down, boy. Calm down. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on at one time. All right, then you got number 8, which is Set. That's the ego. Set is what infinity turned up. It goes this way. It don't go sideways. And that's not good. Moving on. Set is not good if you're going to let him be in control. He's the best servant ever. Excellent. Fight to the end. But don't let him charge. That's why the first order of learning thyself is controlling thy ego self. And that again, represent what? Nature, birth. And if you're born, you're going to what? Die. And you got Haru. He represents the number 10. Number 1, we go back. The 9 is the highest number. After 9, we go back to what? Number 1. And because 1 with the 0, now the 0 is what they call genderless. That means once the physical go back to spiritual, it becomes what? Part of the eternal, becoming 10. 1 and the 0 is either male or female on the other side. The gender don't make a difference. Okay, so let's play the numbers game right quick. Where we at? Now, where we at? The world is like a dream. Here we go. Remember, I'm trying to teach. That arises during your sleep. And God is asleep right now. We're part of his dream. But explain it as if it was yours, because it's the same thing. Watch this. The dream seems to be what? Very real. We all know that. Everybody, that's the way it's done. It's all in your head. It's all mental. Watch this. Abiding what? Full. But when what? When you wake up, you discover that it is what? Lesser value. It is of a lesser value than what you believed previously. Sometimes it's not good. If your dream, you got a bunch of money, you living large, and you just everything good. You wake up, you ain't got nothing. That's not good. But when you're dreaming, it's a nightmare, and you about to take it out of somebody about to kill you. You wake up at nick of time. Wow. Okay, so again, Maya, either or. And where we at? So the dream is what? That realm of numbers. And you are what? Infinity. You just don't know it. That's why you got to go through all the other stuff to figure out who you are. Hence, know thyself. And they left us that, but they gave us the blueprint. They gave us the roadmap. They didn't just say no. They gave us the roadmap. Sorry. And you are what? The fullness. That word, I got to use it yesterday. Why? Because I was spiritually full. I did a lesson about that. In which what? It gives rise to what? Your dream. Your work time, okay, it's different than the dream time. Okay, understand that. And when, watch this, let's deal with the number 9 for you again. When the numbers of the 9, when the multiples of the number 9 are added, they will always add up to 9. It's been proven. Listen, trust me. If you don't believe what I'm trying to explain to you, I'll tell you that's not my problem. And you can fact check me or prove it for yourself, but I'm trying to tell you what I know. Not what I heard, not what I think. Did it too. And also, every number, watch this, that adds up to 9 is what? Divisible by 9. Only number that does that. Thus, 9 is, understand what? The highest number. The creator, the supreme being, is in reality not part of the creation. Watch this. And in absolute terms is not counted as one of the Neteru, aka elements or nature. The supreme being is what? He is the transcendental principle engendering creation. Again, therefore, in mathematical terms, the supreme being is that transcendental, aka noon, consciousness, in essence, infinity that we call the noon. And what's the noon? The noon is the infinite source of material for creation, and where Ra Tim is what? The individuating principle emerging from the noon to start the ball rolling outside of no time and space. When Ra came in, the light came in, on it's time to do some work. And you got noon and Ra Tim are what? Listen, essentially just aspects of the same supreme being. Again, having nothing changed. Creation is given value. Why? Due to the presence of what? The self, who is what? The absolute reality which sustains all of creation. I can't get it no plainer than that for you. Let's go. And what happened? However, there's always a however, trying to help you out. Considering the supreme being as number one, because okay, give him that. That's the principle of what? Fullness. But Haru which is you on earth with knowledge of self, woken up, becoming great. Then you becomes what? Number 10. I think I just told you that. Sorry about that. If I just do my lesson, I'd be better off, right? Yeah, you're getting double lessons now. I'm telling you, I'm reading it again. So just breaking it down for you, let you know I know what I'm talking about. At least in my lessons. That's it. And what happens? This is why ancient Egyptian mythical philosophy, the number 10 is special to who? Me and you. Haru. That's why. Thus, again, here we go. Haru signifies what? Fullness, okay? And completion in what? Time and space in the physical form. And then what y'all say Christ was? God in physical form. We knew that long time ago. Moving on, okay? While what? Ra relates to fullness, transcending time and space. This is the original teachings whereby Hermetic philosophy, that everybody talking about the green tablets, Hermes, yeah, this is our stuff. And it's the latest version of the Kemetic, ancient Egyptian mystical philosophy, and the even later, you ready? Christianity derived the teachings of what? As above, so below. And the great, oh, this is the best one. I am. Who have? Alpha and Omega. Ra Tim. We told you about that before y'all even come along with that. Wasn't y'all original idea either. Moving on. Respectively. And again, I get the understanding, I get the intent. I just don't follow it. Moving on. And I'm seeing and people using it and it's to their benefit. God bless them. Having discovered Shita Aket. That's my stuff. The hidden knowledge, the esoteric meaning, and what we call your higher self as being one and the same. You and that guy that we call God are one and the same. Do you know that or do you believe that? You need to know that. There's ways to do just that, and I'm trying to help you do just that. Watch this. You have now discovered what? All that there is to be known. You have achieved the number 9. Okay? Completion with oneself while in the flesh. See, here's the diagram. I'm going to break this down for you. I've been doing this the whole time. But you see, they got it broken down. The big numbers, the big numbers on one side. And little stuff on the side. I'm going to hopefully break that down for you, give you a better understanding. And if you look and see everybody's headgear, the women on the negative side, the men on the positive. Hence, they go together. It don't really mean that in essence, but they use it that way. Other cartographs, the yin and the yang, okay? Which one's male, which one's female? Do it make a difference? Okay, so understand that. That's the spiritual aspect of the physical form. To be physical, you need to be either male or female. Spirit, not. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what they call, I'm going to end this lesson. That's going to be the next lesson. How about that? I see the clock. I'm going to check this lesson down and give you a few minutes to get yourself together. Go get some snacks, because I'll be right back. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, may 100 minus a day. So I know none of my right thinkers have passed away. And I'll be right back with the Lord's lesson. I hope you're enjoying it. I am.